Dr. Yogita Patil ma'am from SBS College, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar to this cloud meeting. And I would now request Dr. Yogita ma'am to take over the session. She will conclude till 4 o'clock.
Okay, thank you, sir. Within 5 minutes, I'll start.
Yes, no issue. Take your time, ma'am. Take your time.
A very good afternoon to all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So, first of all, a very good afternoon to one and all present in this virtual meeting. So, myself, Dr. Yogita Patil. Uh, I'm assistant professor in SBS College of Science. I'm used to teach computer science subject. So here I will be with you to deliver a lecture on Indian knowledge system. So before getting started with this lecture, let me tell you that we are going to embark on a fascinating journey into India's rich tradition of knowledge system. We will explore in this lecture, we are going to explore how ancient wisdom can blend with the modern education to create a powerful force for the future. So, first of all, let me share my presentation with you all. Just a moment, I'm sharing my presentation. Please let me know whether my presentation is visible to all. Is it is visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible. And participants are muted completely, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine, sir, fine, sir.
Ah.
Okay. Okay, so let's start with this Indian knowledge system. Uh, so here I have mentioned that bridging ancient wisdom with the 21st century education. So in this, we are going to review and modernize. We are going to bring the knowledge from Indians' rich tradition into today's classroom. So everyone will have to think about it. Uh, we have a huge knowledge, but we can say we have a knowledge that is a very ancient and many of we are not literally knowing how rich heritage we have, knowledge heritage we have, and we will have to think means everyone, like any teacher who belongs to any stream, let's say science, arts, or commerce stream, they can think, we will have to think how we can bring it to the classroom, that how we can make student aware of this, and not just the awareness, beyond the awareness, how we can make student to participate, to contribute in terms of research, writing research paper, or exploring what we have, and how we can relate to the today's modern age technology. We are living in a digital era, so in this, how we can bridge it. And the role of teacher is not just to make the aware about this ancient knowledge, and to teach about this ancient knowledge, but let uh, inspire student to think about, not only just think, but deep thinking about this ancient science, arts, and culture, so that we will able to value whatever we have, what knowledge we have. And we have to use the authentic sources that base learning on original text and historical record and living uh, tradition. So we have to innovate the course design by upgrading the degree, like philosophy, Sanskrit, performing arts, and even medical sciences, or even the computer sciences, which include the Indian knowledge system. Promote regional languages. We will have to teach uh, this our subject in the mother tongue. So maybe the regional language, in broader sense, I can say. So as we say that the mother tongue is very useful to get connect with the student, and it is more deeply with the material. So that's we can think of teaching our core subject in the regional languages. Encourage practice learning. Then we will have to, teacher or the course curriculum designer will have to be flexible while designing the curriculum, which offers the many IKS electives and allows student to earn credit throughout this electives. Then future ready learning, combine ancient wisdom with the modern skills to prepare the student for globalized world. That role we will have to play as a teacher, or being an academician. So our discussion today will cover the vision of this NEP regarding the IKS, and the legacy and the loss of ancient knowledge, the necessity of reviving it, and how teachers like us can play a crucial role. So we will also see how Indian pioneered scientific thought, and conclude with the strategies for managing and safeguarding our rich knowledge heritage. So here you could able to see if I wrote here on my first slide itself, I have wrote अश्विन शुद्ध नऊ शके 1947 युगाब्द 5127. So this Yugabda is the traditional Hindu calendar system which counts the year starting from the beginning of the Kali Yuga. So many of you might be aware of this, how to calculate this Yugabda, why I have wrote the 5127 only. As we know that there are many yugas, let's say from the Sat Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga. In Sat Yuga, the first we call the Sat Yuga as the first Yuga, where the first and four forms, that is of Bhagwan Vishnu, that is Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and Narsimha avatar was manifested. Then in Treta Yuga, followed by the Sat Yuga, the second Yuga, we know that the Treta Yuga, the second Yuga, where the Bhagwan Vishnu appeared as Vaman avatar, and Parshuram, and the Bhagwan Sri Ram. And in Dwapar Yuga, the third Yuga, they appeared in the two avatars, that Balram and the Sri Krishna. The Kali Yuga is said to be started in 3102 BCE. So to find this current Yugabda, so we will have to add the current year in the 3102 this value, that BCE value, where the Kali has been started. It said that the Kali has been started in that year. So if I add 3102, that is the start of Kali, with the current year, that is 2025. So it will give me the value of the Yugabda, that is 5127. So you might be knowing about this, but just for your information, I have shared this. So let's begin with the agenda of today's presentation. So today's lecture. So we will see what actually the Indian knowledge system. How could we able to define IQS in various forms? Or there are many definition can be provided for the IQS. From evolution of Indian knowledge system, we will discuss about the characteristics, what actually the framework, what are the core domains, and the NEP and the IKS, and why we will have to review the IKS. So this is the roadmap, this is the agenda of my presentation. But before getting started with the definition of IKS, let's move back in the year 1835, so which is a crucial event which unfold that the change the course of Indian education, the introduction of the Indian Education Act under the influence of Lord Macaulay. We already knowing that the Lord Macaulay has changed our Indian education system. Totally, we can say in a 360 degree, he has changed our education system. The agenda was very clear that why he has changed, because he want the Indian people should be Indian by blood, but should be think or act like an English. So a bold statement made by the Macaulay that we must at present do our best to form a class of people who may be interpreters between us and the millions of whom uh, we govern, a class of person Indian in blood and color, but English in taste, in opinion, in morals, and the intellect. So this what was the strategy in order to change the education system, Indian education system. With these words, the medium of education was changed to the English, and Indian languages like Indian texts, Indian philosophies, all were set aside. In their place came a Western books, Western thoughts, and the Western philosophies. This shift was not just about the language, but it fundamentally altered the mindset of Indian people. Over the generation, many Indians began to view their own knowledge system as inferior and the Western system as inherently the superior than the Indian knowledge system. A deep disconnect was established, or you may say created, between us and our cultural roots. So Macaulay was successful in creating this type of disconnect between us and our cultural root itself. So today, as we stand at the crossroad of New India, it becomes essential to reimagine and rebuild our education system. Now, with the help of NEP, we have flexibility to design our curriculum. We have to redesign our curriculum by incorporating whatever knowledge we have, and we will have to try how we can correlate in a today's scenario. The medium of instruction must be written to the Bharatiya Bhasha or Indian language, the true carrier of culture and the thought. So any language, the regional language, we could able to get connect easily with the people. Let's say my mother tongue is Marathi. If I found in person who is talking in Marathi, not in Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, everyone is speaking Marathi. But if I travel out of India, and there if I found any person is anyone is talking in Marathi, so I will feel very glad that oh, someone is there who is speaking in Marathi, and I can easily get connect with him instead of talking in English or in any European language. Whatever I want to convey, I feel that deeply feel that whatever I want to convey, my emotion can be easily conveyed in my mother tongue itself. So everyone knows the value of mother tongue. So our Bharatiya knowledge tradition and the system, our ancient science, philosophies, arts, and technology must not remain sidelined. We can think of teaching all these sciences, arts in the mother tongue, or you may call it in regional language. And all these art, science, philosophy should become an integral and a living part of our curriculum. So the NEP says that at every level, let's say 5, 3, 3, 4, 4, and one structure educational system NEP is having, and in every structure and in every subject element of Bharatiya knowledge system, that is BKS, will be we will have to integrate it. We will have to incorporate it. This means a child will not read about the Indian contribution in history books, but experience them through the mathematics, through the science, through the arts and the technologies at every step. We will have to change the pedagogy. The pedagogy to must transform. When I'm saying this statement, the pedagogy must to transform, I mean to say that we must place a learner at a center place. We will have to think learner means a student at center place, focusing on learning to learn, nurturing courtesy and creativity instead of the rote memorization. Whatever the memorization technique we are using, that we will have to change through the practice. We could able to memorize the thing, that we will have to focus. Learning must become the holistic and integrated, experiential and the enjoyable. Only then education reconnect us to our roots. This is my opinion that I'm sharing with you all, that empower our minds and prepare to thrive in a global world while standing firmly anchored in our identity. Through this only we could able to reconnect with our rich heritage. Now, the aim of education, what actually the aim of education, uh, just it whether just it limits to the literacy, that this person is literate or illiterate, whether we want to classify the crowd into literate and illiterate class, or beyond that there is a any another aim for the education. So in my opinion, the aim of education is not only the cognitive development, but also building the character and creating a holistic and well-rounded individual equipped with the key 21st century skills. So this, if we think about like this, many uh, what we can say, the great person have provided the different definition for education, but here we have to think not only the cognitive development, but we have to think the holistic approach, and we have to think about the well-rounded development of the individual. Now, if we consider education is so and so, which consider the well-rounded development. Now, when we come towards the knowledge part, then what we think about the knowledge and what actually the knowledge is. It is a deep-seated treasure, and education helps in its manifestation, right? Even Vivekanand has also said that it's a manifestation of the things which already human being having, as a perfection which is already within the individuals, right? So let's move ahead with this. uh, One interesting thing that I would like to share with you all is that we already knowing that many things we usually do. Let's say namaste. We when we meet our friend or anyone, uh, those uh, those who we know. So we usually greet them saying namaste. So when we say namaste, we join our hand and little bow down. We offer a namaste, or even without saying any word. If we do like this, so the person which in front of you can guess or can understand that you want to convey a namaste, a greeting to him, right? So one Indian tradition. This is a one tradition in India that which I deeply admire. That is a namaste. It's a simple gesture of joining palm with a slight bow, and it's more than greeting. It reflects the profound respect for divinity in others, and mindful, humble, and connect beyond the words. even if we are not going to see words, but the person who is there in front of you, to whom you are offering a namaste just by doing an action, can able to know what you want to convey. Like this, we can share the number of practices that knowingly unknowingly we are doing, or even if we try to recall who has said this and why we are doing this, or what is the logical thing behind it. So if we think, so we will if we look back, so the science behind it, if we try to explore, so that is an amazing science. So, and we have to put forward these particular things in front of the students, or the Indian tradition, Indian practice. Even the another example that we can see, that the tradition of guru shishya parampara, right? So it is a transferring of knowledge from guru to the shishya. Only not the knowledge is get transferred, but lifelong learning, values and the character is get transferred from guru to the student. A beautiful example of another example, that we used to eat our food with our hands. We join our finger and we have our food with the hand. So this not only give us the stomach fullness, but it gives us the mindfulness when we eat with the spoon. So may many of us may get the satisfaction by eating the spoon, or many of us will not get that kind of satisfaction. But our tradition is that we have our food with our hand. Eating with hands, it is rooted in Ayurveda. From where it comes, so it is rooted in Ayurveda. It engage all senses and believed to be at digestion and mindfulness. So it is not just a culture, it's a conscious sensory reach practice. All your sensory will be active, and that's why not only the stomach fullness, but the mindfulness effect, or what we can say, the impression you will experience. So we can share many examples that in there are in Indian culture. One of the example that I must share is that the example of yoga. Everyone is following that yoga wide word. The importance of yoga is there, and it's a complete system. That is not only the physical exercise, but it's a mental and physical and spiritual exercise. So it helps us to be a balance, and it offer a inner peace, right? So let's move ahead with the term the IKS. So here I have mentioned the IKS. It's a holistic, indigenous, interdisciplinary knowledge system which covers science, arts, philosophy, medicine, maths, and the environment. So this refers to the traditional knowledge. So one more definition can be provided for the Indian knowledge system, is that it's an essential for integrating India's rich cultural, scientific, and philosophical heritage into the modern education. They provide holistic learning, promoting values, critical thinking, and innovation rooted in the indigenous tradition. One more definition can be provided for the IKS, that is Indian knowledge system are traditional indigenous science, arts, and philosophies developed in India itself, which covers the diverse field like medicine, mathematics, architecture, music, linguistic, and it includes very importantly the ethics, the values. Then in many terms we can define this particular IKS. Then evolution of IKS. So when we think about this evolution of IKS, so evolution of Indian knowledge system is deeply rooted in the observation, in the experimentation, right? So in ancient times in India, before any formal written records or knowledge was preliminary transmitted through the oral system only. So there was no any kind of mechanism to note down it, to record it. So how the knowledge has been get transferred? So it is through the oral tradition. So here a wise individual care, if the individual is wise, then if he has observed carefully uh, the nature, the society, and the cosmic phenomena, and formulated principle based on the direct experience and empirical practice. So here, that every individual has a played role in transferring the knowledge in the oral form. So here oral transmission becomes the primary mode of preserving and sharing the knowledge across the generations. So these oral tradition often encapsulated in form of stories, hymns, chants, and philosophical discussion allow for dynamic engagement with the knowledge, but also made it valuable to change and reinterpretation over the time period. Right. So here with the as the time passes, there arose a need of documentation, right? Uh, so, what mode of documentation they have used? So, early writing were prescribed on palm leaves. Rock edits have been translated by scholars. Then they have used the brick bars. Uh, some of the earlier example that I can share with you is that the Ashoka edict. If we look back, the Samrat Ashoka, he has many written his thoughts on that what we can say the rock edicts we can found in the Ashoka, Samrat Ashoka age. So that was the third century BCE, and he has written the Vedic and philosophical texts uh, on the rock. However, it is important to note that these texts were often written down centuries after the original knowledge was formulated and transmitted originally. During this gap, during the generation of knowledge and when it is get drafted, between this period, disciple play a crucial role in transmitting knowledge by hearing, by understanding, and by teaching. So again their individual here we can I can say that here the individual interpretation, memory limitation, and personal bias occasionally lead a variation and contradiction in the recorded text. So these inconsistency reflected both the flexibility of oral tradition and the challenges in maintaining the absolute what we can say the original teaching, right? So the biasness, the interpretation, their memory limitation, because of that the original knowledge somewhat get modified, and that then later on it get transmitted as it is, it not get transmitted because of these kind of limitations was there. So this dynamic variation, we can see this there was a dynamic variation, and this dynamic variation is both the strength and capacity in the study of IKS. One hand, it shows that the knowledge system was living, evolving, and contextually adaptive. On other, it demands critical analysis, comparative study by modern scholars to keep track back original meanings, contextual variation, and evolving the interpretations. Today's scholar meticulously study these manuscripts using the many tools they have used, like textual what we can say criticism, contextual analysis, interdisciplinary approaches, that is combining archaeology, philosophy, history, and anthropology. Thus the evolution of IKS reflect the sophisticated interplay between the observation and the oral transmission, latter textual preservation, making it one of the richest and the most eccentric intellectual tradition in the world. So, as I said, the it is deep rooted in the science, in the arts, in the philosophy, in the cultural. We can see the ideas. So, let's move ahead. I want to share with you all this the root of modern science and technology, the hanging pillar of Lipakshi temple, building of 8 Shiva temple on the same longitude, right from Kedarnath to Rameshwar. This we can discuss with the student. Means what thought was there in the mind of the people, those who have created this kind of great architecture. Tanjore temple, even we can discuss, which have the no shadow. Then carving of Hampi, carving of Ajanta, Ellora caves, architecture of Ellora, Jaisalmer. Then many things we can discuss with our student. We can share these photos, and we have the discussion what kind of technology or what kind of thinking the ancient people was having in order to create this kind of great architecture. Even we can discuss about the rust free iron pillar which is situated in the New Delhi. So these example we can discuss with our student, and we bring their attention towards this rich heritage, and we can make them think about what technology, what science was evolved behind this involved behind this. The characteristics of, if we talked about the characteristics of IKS, so IKS is said to be local, cultural, orally transmitted. Why I'm saying the local? Because let's say if we consider the example of the Ayurveda, the herb which is grown and which is used in the uh, north part of India, and which is grown and used in the south part of India, that is totally different. The purpose is different. So as per the local need, as per the local availability of the herbs, the Ayurveda was, or the method was the different. So that kind of variation was there, because due to the domestic, or what we can say, the regional environment, or what we can say, the scenario, it is different. Even the culture is also different, the languages is different, and the oral transmission, obviously it is in the local language. That's why the form is different, but the root and but the thinking is the same. So Indian knowledge system evolved as a local, culturally rooted, orally transmitted bodies in dynamic, adaptive, and in the holistic knowledge. If we think about the pillars of the IKS, so philosophy, spirituality, mathematics and astronomy, Ayurveda, medicine, architecture, that is Vastu Shastra, then Gurukula, that is the education system, and arts and culture. So these we can see the pillars of the IKS. So Vedas and philosophy. Here I have drawn a picture in order to show the governance and statecraft, mathematics, and the logic. So, framework of Indian knowledge system. So, it is said that there are four core texts. All we are aware about it, that is Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, and Atharva Veda, are said to be the core texts, and there are again what we can say, foundation. This is said to be a foundation of spiritual, scientific, and scientific knowledge. So there are limbs of Veda. There are the six disciplines. That is Shiksha. The limbs of Veda are the Shiksha, Vyakarana, Chandas, Nirukta, Kalpa, and Jyotisha. These are the six, what we can say, the limbs of the Vedas. Further, Upavedas, there are Upavedas. We can, in modern age, we can say the Upavedas are nothing but the applied sciences. There, for these applied sciences, there are the four branches of these applied sciences, that is Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, and Stapatya Veda. That is Shilpa, I have written here. So you can see as a Stapatya Veda. So there are four Veds, six Vedangas, and four Upanishads. If we count it, it will give us a figure number, that is 14. So 14 branches of Indian knowledge. So this 14 stream covered spiritual knowledge, language, linguistic, mathematics, health science, arts and music, military science, engineering, architecture, astronomy, and cosmology. So, in short, we can say that it is a full education system covering both material and spiritual development. In Marathi, if I say, so these are the four major Hindu scriptures. If in Marathi, if I say, so Ved काय आहे? तर Ved is nothing but मुख्य ज्ञानाचा स्रोत. आणि वेदात काय सांगितलं आहे तर वेदांमध्ये देवपूजा, प्रार्थना, नैतिकता, विज्ञान आणि जीवनाचे मार्गदर्शन दिलेलं आहे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, वेद आपल्याला माहिती आहे, 4 वेद आहेत: ऋग्वेद, यजुर्वेद, सामवेद आणि अथर्ववेद. आणि वेदांगाचं सगळ्यात साधं सोपं डेफिनेशन आपण म्हणू शकतो की वेद शिकण्यासाठी लागणारी साधने म्हणजे ती वेदांग आहे. आणि मग सहाय्यक शास्त्रे कुठली जी आहे 6 वेद समजून घेण्यासाठी, ती आहेत आपली शिक्षण, देन व्याकरण, छंद, निरुक्त, कल्प आणि ज्योतिष. ही जी साधनं आहे ती वेद समजून घेण्यासाठी उपयुक्त असणारी आहे. आणि पुराण, वट पुराण से गोष्टीतून शिकवण देणारे जे आपले ग्रंथ आहेत, मग प्राचीन कथा असतील, इतिहास सांगणारे काही ग्रंथ असतील. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, जगाची उत्पत्ती कुठून झाली, देवदेवांचे चरित्र, राजा ऋषीच्या गोष्टी, ज्या नैतिकता शिकवण देणाऱ्या गोष्टी, ज्याच्यात त्याचा समावेश असतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, याचे पुराणाचं एक्झाम्पल द्यायचं झालं तर विष्णू पुराण माहिती आहे आपल्याला, भागवत पुराण माहिती आहे. अँड व्हॉट ॲक्च्युली द उपनिषद आत्मज्ञान आणि तत्वज्ञान शिकवणारे जे ग्रंथ आहे. उपनिषदांमध्ये आत्मा, परमात्मा, जीवात्मा, जीव, उद्देश, जीवनाचा उद्देश काय आहे आणि द कन्सेप्ट ऑफ मोक्ष यासंबंधी खोल जो सखोल विचार आहे तो दॅट इज शेअर्ड इन द उपनिषदा. म्हणजे थोडक्यात सांगायचं झालं तर पूर्ण हे एज्युकेशन सिस्टमच आहे. Then there are certain myths and the facts related to the IKS. So knowledge in India, Indian tradition was seen in a holistic way, covering both formal and informal learning across the oral and even we can found it in written forms, formal language and informal language. Formal knowledge and informal knowledge. If we say that, the formal knowledge was taught systematically. For example, the knowledge which is taught or delivered in gurukuls, then Pathshala we can say. The universities, those days universities, example we can consider about the Nalanda, Takshashila and Vikramshila. We can think of the example of this formal knowledge transfer. Then informal knowledge transfer was passed from generation to generation. Means like farmer transfer his skill, then artist transfer his skill, healer, musician, they're transferring their skill generation by generation. So all learner through the observation, through the practice and through the oral instruction are getting that informal knowledge. Knowledge was not just academic or material, but also spiritual, exploring the inner dimensions of the life. So the myth is it is unscientific, but it is not true. It is scientific. It is irrelevant. Means it is outdated. It is too difficult to understand. It is a mythological or it is a religious. But the fact is that we have already know that there is a sloka which defines the Bharat, the India. Uttara yat samudrasya हिमाद्रेश्चैव दक्षिणं वर्षतत भारतं नाम भारती yat santati. The meaning of this shloka is that we can define the India or we can define the region Bharat. It is from Vishnu Purana I have taken. We can define is that की ज्या भूभागाच्या उत्तरेला हिमालय आहे आणि दक्षिणेला जिथे समुद्र आहे त्याचा बिटवीन जो भाग आहे, जो भूभाग आहे त्याला भारत असं म्हणतात. आणि त्या भूभागात राहणाऱ्यांना, याही श्लोकाच्या पलीकडे सांगते, त्या भूभागात राहणाऱ्यांना भारतीय असं म्हणतात. सो नॉलेज इज फॉर्मल, इनफॉर्मल, विच इज ओरल, रिटन, and the system or the tradition was the oral tradition. In orally it was get transmitted. The core domains of IKS, here we can consider the example of language Panini, In science, Ayurveda, example we can consider. In math, Sulabha Sutras. In arts, Natya Shastra, environment, tribal ecology, and trade, commerce, and economics are the core domains of this IKS. So here I have shared a picture of ancient Indian scientists who have played a major role, who have contributed in the Indian knowledge system. So without them, we cannot think about the Indian knowledge system. So here, the first example, that is Panini's grammar. As a case study, we can consider, or case study and example of Indian knowledge system. Here, Ashtadhyayi, uh, it is a Sanskrit grammar, and in modern technology, if we see that the computational linguistic, which is a subject in computer science, and formal language theory, the foundation of these subject, foundation of these topics is deeply rooted in this Ashtadhyayi, that is a language, the 4,000 concise rule functioning like an algorithm, foundation of computational linguistics, uh, and the formal language theory. Around 5000 BCE, this Panini has already written these 4,000 concise rule. Nowadays, we can call it as an algorithm. So here, a simple flowchart I want to demonstrate a flow which represent the language parsing, which is totally based on the Panini's grammar. This language parser nowadays we are using. So where the input, the Sanskrit sentence, further the tokenization in the natural language processing. Here, all these concepts are already given, and these are came from where? So it is from the Panini's grammar. It has came. Then tokenization, morphological analysis, then the rule application, that is Ashtadhyayi 4000 rule the Panini has designed, and the output, that is a parse sentence. So NLP, in NLP this particular technique is used. The base is the Panini's grammar. Further, in the Ayurveda, as we know that the Ayurveda is not just focusing on what, let's suppose you are suffering from the X disease. If you went to the Vaidya. So Vaidya will not treat you that particular disease. He will note down your history, means right from your birth, what habits you have, what type of food you are having, what type of disease you are having in past. Everything he will note down, and once he come to know what kind of prakriti you have, as per that he will suggest you the medicine, right? Ayurvedic medicine. And he will also notify that Vaidya will also notify, he or she will also will make you aware that this will not give you immediate effect. You will not get immediately cure. It will take a time. It will work deeply, and it will help to remove that particular, it will, they will identify the root cause of that particular disease, and they were focusing, their focus is on the root cause of that particular disease. They are not just intended, or their intention is not to cure that particular X disease. They will find the root cause by questioning you. They will try to find the root cause, and they will work on the root cause, so that that diseases totally get eradicated. But nowadays what we are doing, we are having the painkillers, and immediate relief we want. That's why instead of going to the Ayurveda, we are shifting to the medicines, those which gives us, or which offers us the immediate relief. So here Charak Sanhita and the Sushruta Sanhita, that is first millennium BCE, has contributed in this Ayurveda. The holistic health approach is considered. In holistic health system, I mean to say body, mind, and the spirit connection is considered. And the principle behind this is Dinacharya, then Rutucharya, that is the seasonal practices aligned with the preventing healthcare today is considered. Now, nowadays, now recognized globally, this practice now recognized globally in integrative and complementary medicine. Ayurvedic herb illustration, holistic health. Uh, Ayurvedic herbs illustrate that uh, they have successfully focused on the holistic health, that is the body, mind, and the spirit connection. So, this Ayurveda, the tradition system of medicine in India, over the 3000 years old, and it is still very much alive today, or I can say many of us are moving toward the Ayurveda. Ayurveda and integrative medicine, if I talk about it, here I have shown a picture that is Sushrut is performing a surgery 4000 year ago. This picture I have of from one drug company which has published it, and so Ayurvedic concept and the modern science, uh, it is equivalent to the modern sciences. For example, there is a term like Agni Karma in Ayurveda, that is which focus on the digestive system. So Agni is said to be a digestive fire, and in modern science, uh, we are calling it as a gut health. We easily say that my gut health is very good. We talked about the metabolism. So a strong digestion is a key to immunity and the health. That all we know that. Then that is the toxics from because of the poor digestion, it gets secreted in our body. And nowadays, the word which is very popular or many of us frequently use, that the inflammation, right? So body में inflammation हुआ है, that is an inflammation, maybe a chronic type of inflammation. Then dinacharya, that is daily routine. So many things we can relate to the modern medicine, or which is equivalent to the modern medicine. So here are some examples. So I'll not discuss all of these. So I'll skip this and I'll move ahead. That is Sulabh Sutras and in ancient geometries. So Baudayan and Apastamba Sulabh Sutra, application of practical geometry in altar creation. So we cannot even imagine that the altar creation uh, was by following this particular geometrical concept. Knowledge of Pythagoras theorem uh, was suggested or was proposed before the Pythagoras has put it forward. So that is Baudayan Sutra. So altar creation, that is यज्ञकुंड जे बनवलं जातं तर ते टोटली डिपेंड ऑन दिस बौद्धयान सूत्र. हे ऑलरेडी इन संस्कृत इट वॉज रिटन. आपण जो पायथागोरसचा थेरम वापरतो, ए सी स्क्वेअर इज इक्वल्स टू ए बी स्क्वेअर प्लस बी सी स्क्वेअर. So ancient geometry in altar creation it was considered. Then we can see about this Aryabhatta, शून्याचा शोध. Then Varamira, Earth is spherical in shape. That was stated by Varamira. Earth's gravity, astronomy, ancient Indian astronomy. The ancient Indian astronomer also developed precise method for tracking planetary position and predicting celestial events. So this picture, which you are now able to see, is that this picture is of Jantar Mantar, Jaipur Jantar Mantar. They constructed observatories like Jantar Mantar in Jaipur, Rajasthan, with the sophisticated instrument to measure the time steady celestial movement. Ecological ethics in tribal tradition. So there are many, what we can say, tribes like Vishnoi, Khasi, Gond tribes. They have or they are taking care of the scared groups. They respect for the nature. Then the example of early sustainability and the biodiversity conversion. Scaled grooves of Khasi Hills, India. This picture I have shared with you all here. So these all tribes they have respect for the nature integrated into, and this nature is integrated, this respect nature respect, this concept is integrated into their religion, and it is their cultural practice that everyone, all of us, we must have to opt. Ancient India and the physical science. When we talk about this ancient India and the physical science, in the field of physical science, ancient Indian scholars explored the various disciplines including astronomy, physics, and metallurgy. Aryabhatta accurately calculated the planetary position and proposed the heliocentric model of the solar system. Uh, Varamira made the significant contribution to the astronomy, geography, and mathematical techniques for predicting uh, eclipses. Then, in those days, the trade, commerce, and economic system was also very strong. Ancient Indian maritime ventures, boats and ships. Then, this actually is everything is written in the Sanskrit Shoka. The trade and commerce in Indus Valley civilization, trade and commerce in Vedic period, trade and commerce in the post Vedic period. Uh, was there, and development of coinage as a science. So early punch mark coins, Indo-Greek coins, then uh, pre-Gupta, and what we can say the Gupta coin, ancient Indian trade, commerce, economics, and the coinage science was there. Then this great architecture, ancient Indian architecture as a science in ancient India, Indian texts, architecture are town planning in Indus Valley civilization. This example we can discuss with the student. Architecture in Vedic period, that is Buddhist stupa and the viharas, rock cut architecture, that was a marvelous architecture. So we can share these architecture, or we can have a discussion with our student about uh, these architecture. So the IKS exam, so these are the case study, or we can say the IKS example, and these IKS example are scientific, systematic, and even relevant today in the field of diverse as a linguistic, medicine, mathematics, and in even ecology that we have discussed up till now. So I think no modern engineering can complete without this ancient architecture. These are the some pictures of Vikramshila University, Nalanda University, which was destroyed by Alauddin Khilji. Then this Takshashila University, the world first university, flourishing centers, Nalanda, Takshashila, and Vikramshila pictures I have shared with you all. Then just recap, or just summarize whatever we were discussing up till now about the IKS. So we discussed about the IKS simple definition, then its importance, and where we found it, IKS. So Indian knowledge system are the traditional indigenous sciences, arts, and philosophies. This was developed in India, and it covers the diverse field including the medicine, mathematics, architecture, music, ecology, science, everything it covers. Why it is important? So IKS provides holistic, sustainable, and value-based knowledge which reconnect learner with the Indian heritage and offer solution for the modern health, education, environment, and the technology challenges. Whatever the problem nowadays we are facing, for every problem we have solution. Already we have solution. This we will have to explore, and these solution we can found in our rich heritage. Then where we found it? So it is found in our ancient texts like Ved, Upanishad, and Shastras, oral tradition, temples, arts, archaeological sites, and the cultural practice across the India. When did this particular IKS is originated? IKS dates to the Vedic period. It is said to be that it's dates to be a Vedic period evolving through the classical and medieval times, influencing the global knowledge through the continuous development over millennia. Then, who has contributed to the IKS? Every means what we can say, rishi, scholars, scientists, artists. For example, like Aryabhatta's Sushruta, Panini, then Kautilya, Bharata have contributed significantly to the IKS. So there are many names. I just wrote a few of the names over here in my slides. We can write here. We can include here the many names that have significantly contributed to our Indian knowledge system. Now, the second part of my presentation is, so up till now we discussed about the IKS. So we know the importance of IKS, and we know NEP has given us the flexibility that so that we can bring our Indian knowledge, the rich heritage in front of the student. We offer them a course, a syllabus, so that they can study, they revisit the knowledge, and based on that, they will do something different, or something which is what we can say the in an aesthetic way. So the NEP and the IKS, which fosters inclusive quality education and the lifelong learning. Promotion of local languages is involved in this. Then there are the guidelines about the IKS in NEP 2020, that rich heritage of ancient eternal Indian knowledge system and the thoughts should be get spread. Then here the research should be get carried out by the student and even the faculty member. And universities align with the sustainable development goal, that is SDGs, should come forward and take initiative in this IKS in NEP, designing curriculum about this IKS in NEP. Then what are the responsibilities of educators in this IKS, or what we if we say about the global impact of this IKS? So foster a sense of pride in India's rich intellectual heritage, nurturing a generation that is liberal, scientific, and visionary, ready to lead the world as a true Vishwaguru, incorporate Indian knowledge system into the academic curriculum, utilize uniquely Indian case studies to make learner uh, relatable and what we can say the more impactful, review and promote Indian knowledge, or what we can say Indian languages, to enable direct access to the ancient texts and a deepen understanding of traditional wisdom, develop a multidisciplinary and holistic thinker. This is the main objective of integration of IKS into the NEP, that we want to develop an individual, a student, such that who will be able to think holistically, and we want to introduce the multidisciplinary approach here in this NEP. So here we can integrate this IKS into the NEP by offering the mini courses. So establish a dedicated IKS division under the AICT and other academic bodies. NEP 2020 aim to integrate IKS to create a future-ready education system rooted in India's civilization strength while preparing learner for the global challenges. So, all college offering UG courses should provide many elective, that is optional subject which are related to the IKS. Students should be able to earn 5% of their total credits to this IKS course. Regional language or mother tongue should be used for teaching these courses wherever possible. Then NEP 2020, which is emphasizing main streaming IKs into the school and even in higher education curricula. encourage research and innovation in Ayurveda, science, mathematics, yoga, and in the linguistic. So, by including this IKS in curriculum, promoting multidisciplinary research, supporting language prevention, and fostering a innovation hub, focus on the traditional knowledge. So, global impact, if we think about the global impact of this IKS, so traditional medicine and if we think about the healthcare, so Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and yoga have influenced the global healthcare practice. Yoga has become a worldwide wellness movement. So we know that the 21st June we are celebrating as the uh, International Yoga Day, and this initiative is taken by the United Nations. Then Ayurvedic principle like dosh, balance, and the natural remedies are increasingly incorporated into the holistic health practice across the US, Europe, and the Australia. If we are discuss about the mathematics and science, so zero invented by the Indian mathematician Aryabhatta revolutionized mathematics and modern computing. Decimal system, algebra, trigonometry were the first developed in India and then transmitted to Europe via Arab scholars. And many mathematical theories are still studied for the advanced research. In even in the field of astronomy and space, ancient Indian astronomers like Aryabhatta and Varamira mapped planetary movements with the remarkable precision. India's contribution influenced Middle Eastern and Western astronomy during the Islamic Golden Age. Then, in metallurgy and engineering, rust-resistant iron pillar, which is situated in Delhi, it's a scientists worldwide studied it to understand the ancient Indian metallurgy. Ancient water management system, like we found the stepples and the canals in many places are today cited in global sustainable architecture model. So see what kind of reach thing already we were having. But unfortunately, the thing is that we uh, we all not have think in a such a manner that whether it will be get or we can say recognized worldwide, or what actually the importance of this particular stateway scanners or whatever the metallurgy, engineering, science, medicine uh, was there in India, was drafted, was found in India. So we are just thinking that, oh, whatever we have that is not that much good, but whatever the Western things are that are good. But unfortunately, I will see that the Western people are coming here and studying our rich heritage, and taking up our rich heritage and trying to live or trying to implement in their daily life routine. But unfortunately, we Indian not able to value our knowledge. Philosophy and spirituality. Indian philosophers like Vedanta, Buddhism, and Yoga Sutra shaped the global spirituality and psychology thought. Thinkers like Schrodinger and Carl Sagan acknowledged Indian philosophy influence on their scientific world view. In educational model, ancient Indian universities like Nalanda, Takshashila inspired models of multidisciplinary education, which is now found worldwide. Nalanda was the world's first true residential university, attracting students from Korea, China, Tibet, and the Middle East. Literature and the language. Indian epics like Mahabharata, Ramayana are studied globally, not just as a literature, but also for the leadership, ethics, and the diplomacy lesson. Sanskrit is now recognized as a scientific and structural language. Some say ideal for computing logic. Uh, that in today's linguistic, that Panini's algorithm is used. Traditional arts and music. Indian music influenced the uh, global jazz and contemporary music. Classic dance from Bharatnatyam and the Kathak have inspired modern dance globally. Indian art forms have found audience in the global exhibition. The example of the Indian art form, for example, Madhubani and the Varli painting. Sustainable living and ecology principle like Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The word is one family, this approach, and eco-centric living from Indian tradition are now centered to global disclosure on the climate change and sustainability. Global recognition. UNESCO has recognized yoga, Ayurveda, and many Indian knowledge practice as intangible culture heritage of the humanity. Now, let's talk about what are the educators' responsibility in this IKS and in the NEP. So, become a beacon of knowledge by deeply exploring the vast repository of Indians' ancient wisdom, seamlessly integrate this traditional knowledge into the modern education system, empowering the present generation to innovate, grow, and flourish. For effective NEP implementation, we can think of foster a sense of pride, incorporate Indian knowledge system, utilize uniquely Indian case studies, review and promote Indian language, develop a multidisciplinary and holistic thinker. So all college and universities should make effort to start and promote the undergraduate and even at the postgraduate level all areas related to the Indian knowledge system. All students should learn about the common philosophy that connect different field in the IKS. Students should read original text from IKS to understand the subject deeply. To connect with the India's oral learning tradition, there should be one practice session where students learn ancient memorization technique using a small example from important text. Course like MA in philosophy, performing arts, theater arts, Sanskrit, logic, music, and even you can think of many other courses. Here I have written few courses as an example should be updated or redesigned to better include the Indian knowledge system. Now, when we are thinking about integrating IKS and the modern science, so balance ancient wisdom with the modern inquiry that we must have to think of. That is, when we are combining the traditional medicine, that Ayurveda, with the modern pharmaceutical research, so here, for example, we can see that Ayurveda has described the healing properties of turmeric, that is haldi, for thousands of years, using it for wounds, infection, and for the internal healing. In modern science, latter identified curcumin is a substance, the active integrant in the turmeric, which working as anti-inflammatory and which has antioxidant properties. So today, this particular substance is extracted, standardized, and used in the modern medicines, health from the haldi, that is turmeric, health supplement, and for the treatment of the patient worldwide, managing traditional knowledge. So here there are many challenges in managing this particular traditional knowledge, whatever we have. So here challenge I mean to say, in terms of collect, validate, and digitalize that particular knowledge. So a collection from where you will collect or where we will have to collect systematically, we'll have to gather that traditional knowledge from the communities, text, and the oral tradition. Record not only the written source but also stories, practice, and craftsmanship that have been passed down verbally. And in verification and validation, critically evaluate the, or we have to cross check the collected knowledge with the scientific research, holistic evidence, and community practice. So, distinguish authentic valuable knowledge from the myths or the outdated practice. This will have to do in verification and validation. And when we are thinking about the preservation and the protection of this knowledge, so digitize the documented knowledge using the modern technologies, protect it legally. For example, through the database, like there is a database called Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, that is TKDL, to prevent exploitation or the misappropriation by the others. So, integration into the modern system. So, blend traditional knowledge into the formal education, research, and healthcare, agriculture, and the other field. We'll have to encourage interdisciplinary studies where ancient practice complement modern innovation. So this hub will have to think, and community participation will have to bring into it. They have to engage the original knowledge holder, like as we know that the knowledge is get transferred orally. So local communities, then artists, then the healers, we have to talk to them, we have to give respect to them, and we have to engage them into the contribution, ensure the key benefits economically and socially when the traditional knowledge is used. When we will do this, then only the community participation will be we can able to ensure the community participation into this uh, managing, collecting, validating this particular Indian knowledge. So, in short, I can say in managing traditional knowledge means collecting, validating, then protecting and integrating ancient wisdom into the modern life by honoring and empowering the community that preserve it. Then we'll discuss about the IKS policies and the initiatives. So traditional, that is I talked just now about the TKDL, that is Traditional Knowledge Library, an ambiguous project launched to digitally document India's ancient medicinal knowledge like Ayurveda, Unani, and Siddha to prevent its misappropriation, which protect over 2.2 lakh medicinal formulation from being patented unlawfully by the others. National Education Policy 2020 strong emphasis on integrating Indian knowledge system across all levels of education, promote the study of Indian language, art, science, and culture alongside the modern subject. Then, when we talk about the IKS, further IKS policy, so Indian Knowledge System Division, that is IKS Ministry of Education, dedicated, which is we can means it is a dedicated body set to coordinate research, education, and promotion of Indian knowledge system, which establishes IKS Center in Higher Education Institute to catalyze research and the innovation. Then universities, innovation clusters, and IKS research grant funding provided by the National Innovation Foundation and the Department of Science and Technology to encourage research projects which are based on traditional science like metallurgy, architecture, water resource management, and the medicine. Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat and the cultural uh, immer- immersion program, government initiatives encouraging students to explore India's diverse knowledge tradition through the field visit, cultural exchange, and interstate tourism like the IKS uh, teams. Towards the knowledge and Renaissance, learning from the past for the vibrant future, blending ancient wisdom with the modern innovation. So I wrote here the few points here. So learning from past, I mean to say, ancient India was uh, once a global hub of knowledge, wisdom, and innovation, with the centers like Nalanda, Takshashila, Bikramshila, inspiring students worldwide, reclaiming this legacy by studying and applying traditional science, philosophies, and arts can guide modern development. So when I want to say that the blending ancient wisdom with the modern innovation. So here I want to focus on the particular point, like the future lie not in the rejection of the old or blindly copying the new one, but integrating. Here I want to focus on the point that integrating the traditional knowledge with the modern science and the technology. This particular hybrid model can solve the current challenge, or it may help in solving the current challenge, that may be from the health and from the sustainability to education and even in the governance. We have to review the cultural confidence. So here a knowledge uh, that is restored the pride in India's intellectual heritage. It's about creating citizens who are rooted in their culture but skilled and visionary enough to lead globally. So we have to identify such a people. Building a holistic sustainability society, education must nurture physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual intelligence, just as ancient Indian education emphasized. This will lead to society that is innovative, ethical, peaceful, and we can say ultimately the society which is sustainable. India as a Vishwa Guru, when we are saying as a global teacher, by harnessing the power of its timeless wisdom along with the contemporary skill, India can once again emerge as a global teacher in the knowledge, innovation, and in ethical living. So, to summarize this particular points, I can say a true knowledge, uh, whatever we are having in ancient India, or ancient wisdom with the modern innovation to build a holistic, visionary, and sustainable future for Bharat and the whole world, we can say. Now, how to conduct an extensive research on IKS when we have a question or in mind that how to conduct or how to involve student in this particular research. So we'll have to explore the primary textual sources, dive into an ancient Sanskrit, Prakrit, and regional language text. So we'll have to study the manuscript, then inscription, which is with a focus on critical edition and authentic translation, engage in the field research like interact directly with the traditional knowledge bearers such as Vaidyas, then artists, then temple scholars and the gurus, visit heritage sites, ancient temples, rural craft centers, and uh, living cultural hub to observe the practice firsthand. Foster interdisciplinary collaboration, utilize digital resources and technology, share, we'll have to share whatever findings uh, and whatever we have explored by means of seminar, by conducting conferences, and through the publication in the specialized IKS journal, so that the same knowledge, the Indian rich heritage, the knowledge what we have explored will be put forward in front of all, so that people will be get aware. Will have to contribute to the open access knowledge repositories by writing paper, by writing article, and putting into in that, which influence the policy papers and which help uh, many researcher to rethink, review, or to explore the things, and even it will help them to draft the article, or what we can say contribute to the research. Then there are certain challenges and the way forward. So what type of challenges we may face? Loss of text, manuscript, or older tradition due to the uh, neglect, western dominant, this is the one of the major challenge here. Then lack of standardization and scientific validation is there, because whatever knowledge have collected, so there is no any method to standardize it, because it is present in the regional language, local language. It is present in the various language like Prakrit, in Sanskrit, So there is as such no standardization is there, or in Pandulipi is also some knowledge is there, and Shivakaling Lipi, Pandulipi, the knowledge is there. So as such, there is no standardization to extract the text, to validate the text. It's a, bit difficult task, and yes, as the challenges is that so there is a way out also. So government back to digitization and cataloging the IKS resources. Government has taken the initiative, encouraging youth participation in the IKS studies through the funding and the mentorship. Global partnership to bring recognition and integration of IKS in mainstream sciences. So here meaning the guidelines is provided for this IKS, so resources for the IKS. So AICT and IKS integration. AICT is actively working in incorporating Indian knowledge system into a technical education. Then in 2021, AICT launched an initiative to introduce the course related to the Vedic mathematics, Sanskrit, yoga, and Indian philosophy. AICT also provide AICT funded research program that include interdisciplinary research on IKS, which aim to bridge the gap between the traditional knowledge and the modern scientific development. Then Bharat Vidya is initiative aimed at reviving and promoting the Indian knowledge tradition through the research, content development, and the educational program. It emphasizes integrating Indian history, philosophy, spiritual practice, classical arts, traditional medicine, and sustainable practice into the mainstream education. The focus is to creating synergies between Indian traditional knowledge and the global academic thought. Journals, archives, and MOOCs are also available. Indian Journal of Traditional Knowledge, Journal of Indian Philosophy and Culture, digital archives, uh, the text like Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, and Ayurvedic manuscript is available. Open access repositories, institute like IITs, NITs, and UGC have open access repositories, often supporting research into the Indian knowledge system, as well as project on documentation of ancient text and the knowledge system. A funding is provided, and they are calling for the project which are related to the IKS. Further, that massive open online course MOOCs are becoming a prominent way to promote the IKS globally. So you can think of designing a MOOC course and floating that MOOC course in a particular semester, so that the awareness about this Indian knowledge system even contribute towards the awareness of this IKS system. So the platform like Swayam, initiated by the government of India, offer few courses. For example, here I have mentioned the three courses: Understanding the Vedas and Upanishad, Introduction to Indian Philosophy and Culture, Basics of Sanskrit and Vedic Mathematics. These courses are launched on this Swayam. Then in NPTL, that is National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning. This is another platform where the MOOC related to the IKS available, especially which those are related in a field of Vedic mathematics, Ayurveda, and ancient Indian engineering. These courses are available. You can search for these courses on this NPTL and on the Swayam platform, which are offer in this various field, and you can ask your student to get registered for this course and to get the knowledge about these various topics for which the course is launched. International MOOCs, so global platform like Coursera, Udemy also host course on the Indian spiritual tradition, classical arts, Indian philosophy, often in collaboration with the Indian academic institution. For example, course on yoga, meditation, and Sanskrit are available globally, providing an opportunity for everyone to learn about the Indian knowledge system. So these are the some initiatives taken by the government of India, and the MOOC courses which are running on the internationally, or we can say globally, in order to make all aware about the Indian knowledge system. So, collaboration and government initiatives, the Ministry of Education in India through IITs and NITs and other institutes has supported various programs to integrate IKS into mainstream academia. These collaboration often focus on research publication and creation of online content. Government bodies like Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, Indian Council for Historical Research is also working on preserving, promoting the traditional knowledge through publication, through exhibition, and through the educational outreach. So you can Google about this. Here I'm not going to click this link, but you can Google this Indian Knowledge System Division, Ministry of Education. So where you will find many training program, many what we can say seminar, webinars, and things related to the IKS, and even the many information which is present. Those who are interested to do research in IKS, for them this is what we can say valuable source from where you can search about the IKS, how you can able to contribute. So Google this Knowledge System Division, Ministry of Education. So, as a time constraint is there, so let me come to my the conclusion part here. Indian knowledge system, we can think it's a gateway to the global leadership, education nurturing holistic, self-aware citizens with the vision of NEP 2020. We, as an educational, can contribute in making student aware about this IKS and can spread knowledge, whatever rich heritage we have, that knowledge we can able to spread. Education, science, and culture uh, globally through interdisciplinary research, technology, tools, and the policy. We can able to contribute. Initiatives like can contribute meaningfully to the global knowledge economy, fostering traditional based innovation. So, uh, as we know that even CBSE also has begun to include this IKS into their uh, syllabus, like civics, ethics, and philosophy. So these modules are being get included at the school level education also. So being a teacher or being an educationalist, we can think about integrating, incorporating this IKS in our UG level, or in the even PG level courses, or even in the diploma level courses. We can think of integrating of such a knowledge. So thank you all of you.
So thank you, ma'am. On behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, my special thanks to Dr. Yogita Patil, ma'am, for being here, sparing her valuable time and giving us valuable inputs on Indian knowledge system. I'm really thankful to you, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time. So we will have a 10 minutes break. After 10 minutes, all of us, we will join for the valedictory function. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So within 5 to 10 minutes, we will start the validatory function. I would request all participants to be here only. And within 10 minutes, we will start the validatory function, and I hope that all participants will be there. So, very good afternoon to one and all participants of this 28th NEP Orientation and Sensitization course being organized by this Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. We have been joined by our honorable guest, Professor B.N. Dole, sir, Director, Board of Exam and Evaluation of our university. Also, we have been joined by our respected director of this Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Professor Dhanashri Mahajan ma'am. So I welcome both of them to this valedictory function on one of the important course being conducted by this Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, that is NEP 2020. It was a 8 days working program. So I hope that all of you have taken something in your bags. So before moving on to the official valedictory function, I would request Gaurav Jadhav to start the banner and the university song. And I would request all participants to open the camera. सभी सहभागी मित्र हमारे कैमरा ओपन करें, सभी लोग वैलिडिटी के लिए. लास्ट डे है आज हमारा, लास्ट सेशन है. All participant.
गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे, गीत आमुचे सागराचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे, गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे, गीत आमुचे सागराचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. अभंगाचे ओवीचेही माया बोलीचे माहेर, वाऱ्यातही मराठीचे दिवे लख घरोघर, संत महंतांचे विरागी, गीत आमुचे वादळाचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. तंतु तंतु संघर्षाचा पैठणीत भिनलेला, नक्षीतच पक्षी पक्षी विजयाचा विडलेला, सोन पहाट उदयाचे, गीत आमुचे उजेडाचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. प्रज्ञेचा सूर्य नवा, शब्द शब्द उजळून गेला, ममतेचा संकटाचा अर्थ ढाळून गेला. विराट विशाल संस्कृतीचे गीत आमुचे, जीवनाचे इतिहासाचे जनामनाचे गीत आमुचे जगराचे. गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे, गीत आमुचे सागराचे इतिहासाचे जनामनाचे गीत आमुचे जगराचे.
Thank you, Goro. You can stop the university song. So, on behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, I welcome our Director, Board of Exam and Evaluation, Professor Dr. B.N. Dole sir, to this valedictory function. Also, I welcome our President for this valedictory function, Dr. Dhanashri Mahajan ma'am, Senior Professor, Department of Economics, currently working here as a Director of this Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center. Friends, the 8 days working of this NEP orientation and sensitization course, which the journey which we have started on 23rd of September, and Dr. Shreyash Kurekar sir, who is Director of IKS Shikshak Parikshan Kendra, IKS Division, Ministry of Education, New Delhi, he delivered a talk. And on the second day, Dr. Atiq Ahmed sir, who is the Director, UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Sandgadge Baba, Amravati University, he delivered a talk. Then Dr. Aarti Bedre sir, another Director of MMTTC from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur, Vishwavidyalaya Sagar, he delivered a talk. Then we had a very nice session of Dr. Varadaraj Bapat sir, who is Professor at Indian Institute, Bombay. Then we had a session from Dr. Ajit Dhite sir, who delivered a talk on skill development. And we had a talk of Dr. Preetam ma'am. She is from Department of Mechanical Engineering of College of Engineering, Pune. Then we had a talk of Dr. Jayanti Datta, who is working as a professor in Punjab University, Chandigarh. And just before this session, we had a talk of Dr. Yogita Patil ma'am. She delivered a very nice lecture on the IKS. So I hope that we had delivered something which you will carry in your bags, and you will deliver those things to your colleagues, to your friend, to the society, and to the students regarding the NEP 2020. And we had now today for the valedictory function, a senior professor from our university campus, also currently the Director, Board of Exam and Evaluation, Dr. Dole sir, who has a vast teaching and research experience. He has been a collaborator of CMET, Caliper, Hyderabad, then also Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Kolaba, Mumbai, then also Intra-University Accelerator Center, New Delhi, then UGC, DAE, CSR, Ahilya Devi University Campus, Indore, and also UGC, DAE, CSR, Brag, Mumbai. He has vast teaching experience. The journey he started as a research assistant way back here in the year 2008, and he has continued his journey as a senior professor in our university campus. He has also headed Department of Physics of our university, and also he was the charge of Siddharth Research Boys Hostel, also Siddharth University Rest House of our university, also program officer at NSS PG unit of our university. Also, he has been the chairperson of Board of Study in Physics of our university since April 2005, and also he has been the in-charge head of Department of Electronics of our university and Department of RUSA of our university. Under his able guidance, more than 6 students have been awarded their PhD, and currently 3 students are working. He has been working on various projects and has successfully completed around 5 research projects, and currently 1 research project is ongoing. Also, he has been in the Memorandum of Understanding with Dr. Ilyas, Department of Electrical Engineering Technology Educational Institute, Western Greece, since the year 2018, an international link with Dr. A. Barnovo, Moscow University, Moscow. His area of expertise is synthesis of Colni CRAI drop, then also growth of nano crystals, fabrication of HTSC wires, renewable energy, then synthesis of HTSC materials, and many to other to say. He has been working on various bodies of our university also, and has chaired many sessions at national and international conferences. So, not taking much of time, I would now request our respected guest, Dr. B. N. Dole, sir, to deliver a talk to all of us. Over to you, sir.
मायनस बदलला ना जा फटकन करून टाक ओके काय लोक आहे खरंच हॅलो
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Over to you,
am
sir.
I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Rafe sir. Today I am very happy because I joined this session online. The respected director of MMTTC, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, and the deputy director of this center, my colleague and friend, Dr. Rafe. He has introduced the things. He has given my introduction. Next. Yes, I know. Okay. And the staff, teaching and is non-teaching staff of this center, because when I reported here that time, so but I'm a little bit late because due to the heavy load. Nowadays, as you know that the heavy raining is going on, and we people are working here, and we have the heavy load. Because due to that, I could not report in time. But okay, after all, I joined this online, and the participants from the various corners of Maharashtra and maybe from other corners of our country, and they join online for this session. This is the validatory function because you have taken painstaking efforts to complete this course online mode, and most of the participants they have taken the painstaking efforts and going to complete this course on online mode. But as you know that here we people are not meeting physically but on online mode. Clearly, and this is the explicitly goes the masses among the participants in this regard. What type of information one can understand? What type of information we people furnish through this? That is very important. And explicitly, by and large, what is the important theme? Because during this span of the course, how many are aware with this? Because the lectures and talks and presentations, you people do that practice, we people also do the practice. Only thing is that you people are not on our seat, and we people are not on your seat, but listening patiently, that is more important than who spoke, who gives the talk. Because listening, you can understand everything, because while listening, what is going on, what is the important, what points are important for us, all these things you or people consider that one. And today that responsibility, because at the end of the course in this validatory function, the more responsibility is on my shoulder, how to elaborate the things. Today, just I will touch to my topic, and then I will complete, because due to the time constraint, time is not allowing us to give the more time. It was in my mind, but today there is the heavy load, and due to that I have to also consider that one. So many files are in pending in my department, in my section, because yesterday there was the work task, but today I have to complete all these things in time. And if we complete our work in time, that is credit goes to the discipline. It means we people are discipline. Today, you see the the topic I uploaded here, and that is the screen is visible to one and all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the advanced materials for futuristic applications, innovations, and opportunities. The title of this topic is this one. Now you see, the most of the participants, they are, I don't know how many are from science and how many are from arts and commerce, but I do consider this is the ID course, interdisciplinary, and some may be from science, some may be from arts, faculty, humanities and social sciences, and some may be from commerce and management. Okay. Now maybe from a library and all this. Okay. Now you see the advanced materials for futuristic applications. What type of materials? Plenty materials are there, but we have, if the some materials we are not familiar with these materials, and there are certain materials we are familiar with these materials, and therefore we do consider that these are the materials, and these materials are advanced materials, because the most of the people they touched, they studied, but only thing is that what they studied and what the properties of the material, characteristic properties of the material, they understand. If we don't understand, therefore we have to study the material properties and then understand. And once we understood, then we can elaborate. One thing, another thing, what type of research, what type of the material furnish the information through the different characteristic properties, that is also, and therefore the what is the innovative idea, what type of innovative idea means, what is the new in it, we have to also elaborate, we have to also study, we have to also study the properties. Okay. And considering all these parameters, is there possibility? It has been studied that one at local to global level, the properties of the materials, then the innovative ideas, and then what are the opportunities. While considering all these materials, is there any opportunity? Because you see, opportunities are there, and if opportunity is there, then the persons, yeah, researchers, yeah, scientists concentrate on these materials, and therefore the title of my topic is the advanced materials for futuristic applications, and then the innovations. And okay, this is the introduction, and I don't want to concentrate much more time, but in one line, I would like to explain this one, because this explores, this elaborates, okay, this outlines the innovations in advanced materials, focusing on emerging trends, fabrication techniques, and its applications. So this is more important, because we have to focus on a particular trend. What are the emerging trend of the materials? And these are suit at present era. That is important. Then the most of the researchers, technocrats, material scientists, chemists, they focus on the synthesis. Okay, synthesis one cannot avoid, but while concentrating on that, again we have to think what are the trends at the present era, at this present situation. These materials may play the pivotal role, and then if we think on that, then the synthesis and then the fabrication, both things are different. After synthesis, then the device applications one has to think regarding this one, and then after the fabrication or after the device, then the application means designing and device applications. So this is the case, and therefore this is I outline here. Then the materials, as we know that there are the certain materials. They here I would like to TMD, transition metal. Then the graphene and MGen means we know that again very basic idea ZNO and ZNS, and then the incorporation of the foreign elements, then people synthesis the material, but after this what are the possibilities, and these are the materials. Okay, so again here these materials are, whether these materials are useful for the supercapacitor applications, yeah, energy storage device applications. So I outline here, and then another case is this one. Now these are the, you can see the nanotubes, then the zero dimensional materials here, quantum dots, fluorines and gold nanoparticles, nanotubes and wires and rods. Here you can see here the metal nanorods and ceramic crystals and carbon. Then the two-dimensional here means here the nanotubes, wires, these are the one-dimensional, and thin films and plates and layered structures, these are the two-dimensional. Okay, and here the this one means you know that the three-dimensional means the systems here, the cubic, okay, cubic system is there. Then here, okay, just the closed pack structures. Then these are the structures. It means the three-dimensional brass lattices, and in that it is clearly outlined that the triclinic, monoclinic, hexagonal, these are the three-dimensional materials. Okay, and two-dimensional, particularly and specifically the three thin films and plates. Okay, nanotubes and wires here, the metal nanorods and ceramic crystals, these are the carbon nanotubes. Okay, and then the gold nanowires also, means wires, you can consider wires and tubes, that is the nanotubes are the one-dimensional, thin films and plates, two-dimensional, and hexagonal means monoclinic, triclinic, these are the, okay, three-dimensional, and nanospheres and clusters, okay, and fluorines and even gold particles are the dot zero quantum dots. Okay, what are the advanced materials? You can go through this one, and then you can understand that here it is clearly outlined. Graphene is advanced material. MGens, high entropy and metal organic frameworks. MOF, metal organic frameworks. Perovskites and bio-inspired materials are the unique materials, and these materials means environmental remediation, biomedical applications, and these are the next generation electronics. So emerging trends in advanced materials, what are these? You see, they mostly across the globe, the thin film, the people, scientific community concentrate on the two-dimensional materials, and these are, as I mentioned, graphene, MGen, means the thin films, plates, okay, films, thin films. These are the two-dimensional. This is the era, and therefore it is outlined here. The nano composites and hybrid materials will play the important role, pivotal role in these materials. And I truly outline here, frankly speaking, that one. These materials have the plenty applications. Once one can synthesize the material, and after synthesizing the successfully the material, then the here at nano level, I'm telling you that one means 0 to 100 nanometer. This is the range of the material, and below 10 nanometer, then you can say as synthesized material exhibit as synthesized material shows outlines below the 10 nanometer. You can say this is the quantum dot, and it has again the number of applications, plenty applications. Considering all this, I outlined here. Now, these are the material class, and this is given here, and these are the examples. You can go through this one. Now, see the synthesis techniques for this. We use, and in my small unit of laboratory, Department of Physics, I have used these routes. These are the synthesis routes: co-precipitation, chemical bath deposition, successive means CLR, HG, then the CVD, EDM, okay, electrochemical, electrophoretic, and Hamas method, and hydrothermal method. Okay, 9 routes and a single route is not there. I have not touched. I synthesized the material successfully, and now this is the you can say here the elaboration and flow chart of these routes. Okay, and now say this is the schematic of the same. Okay, again chemical bath deposition, this is the CBD. Okay, this is the diagram. Okay, synthesis route. Through this you can understand. Okay, this is again the CLR technique, and this is the route, and this is the pictorial diagram of the same. On this one again the soldier route, and this is the chart, means this is the explanation, yeah, information through this schematic diagram. Chemical vapor deposition, and this is the route, chemical vapor deposition. Now all this you see here. Okay, Hammer's route, and these are the, okay, now hydrothermal method, and this is the hydrothermal method. This is a very important method, and this method used first time in my laboratory, and because before this route we people not able to synthesize the nanowires, but using this route we successfully in 2012 synthesize the nanowires and publish the article on this. Because, okay, now why hydrothermal? All this because in hydrothermal expected the particle, yeah, material size one can get here. Expected, I am saying what you expect, according to that you can employ this route. Okay, and then one can get. Now these are the zero-dimensional hydrothermal synthesis enables control the nucleation growth of the nanodots or quantum dots. One-dimensional, this is the anisotropic growth in a hydrothermal condition allows the formation of well-aligned nanorods, nanowires, and nanotubes. You see, one-dimensional. nanowires, as I mentioned, means using the hydrothermal route, one can synthesize successfully the nanowires and nanorods and nanotubes and nanocubes also. Okay, this is very important. Two-dimensional nanosheets also, we can synthesize this one using this one. And this is the three-dimensional hierarchical structures one can. This is the flower-like, and we successfully porous network synthesized using this one. Precise morphology and size control using this, and this is very eco-friendly and scalable method. Okay, and therefore we used here. Okay, now the high crystallinity and purity here, hydrothermal process promotes defect-free crystal growth. This is again very important here. This method is very important. Okay, and therefore I used this one for the synthesis of the nanomaterials, and I would like to share that information with this very talent group and committed group on online and attending this session, because the first time when we prepared the materials and characterized using the national level characterization facilities at Inter University Access Center, New Delhi, and UGC DAECSR Indore, and we got the 10 photographs, micro photographs, and then the photographs explicitly outline that as prepared sample having the nano wires structure. Okay, nanowires successfully shown that the as prepared material show the nanowires first time, and then we submitted the article in 2016, and we got the publication in Royal Society of Chemistry. That is the engineering communication. The impact factor in 2016 of that journal was 4.5. So that was the first article on nanowires appeared in that journal. Okay. And then later on, the supercapacitor application, and in that journal, again, we got the publication on the supercapacitor and energy storage devices, and the impact factor was 9.4. Okay, and these are the materials we prepared, and these are the XRDs, and this characterization outline in the table form, and these are the photographs of the material, photocatalytic activity, and this photocatalytic activity facility is available in our laboratory, Department of Physics, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. Antimicrobial activities also we studied, and you see here the this is the percentage wise, and here the more infected material, and this is the lesser. Okay, and this is the more, that means this material 0.3% is very important. Now all these things, these are the crystallographic studies, and these are the photographs, same, if is same. Okay, this is the micrographs of the same, and this is the ADAX percentage, all these things. Okay, and this is the time evaluation spectra. This is the percentage wise, and geo-based Asian iron co-doped bismuth oxide nanocomposite. All this, due to the lack of time, I am not able to cover all these things, but I will just show what studies we have incorporated, and what type of studies we have completed, and these are the photographs, all these things. Okay, now you see, and these are the nano, these samples, these FE same images clearly shows this. See the material shows this one, these structures, okay? Scanning, okay, field emission, scanning electron microscope shows the nanowires. Now you see photocatalytic activities of the different materials. Because initially I said the types of the materials and importance of the materials, advanced materials, see, geo-based titanium doped copper oxide nanocomposites. And this is the, now you see the absorption of the sun rays and energy, okay? These are, now see, this is the two-dimensional material. Clearly, these photographs outlines the masses through these sheets, nano sheets, okay? This is the EFE all these, okay? This is again the flower type structure, agglomeration, but flower type, okay? You see here the schematic shows that one, this schematic, okay? Now you see these are the materials, see, flower type. I'm at concluding stage, Anita, I'm coming there, okay? Okay, see, clearly masses, see this one, flower type, okay? All these, very interesting. Now, here you see also the wires, nano wires we prepare. Reduced graphene oxide, iron doped. See, these are the materials. Again here, see this. These are number of materials we prepared in our laboratory and characterized using the APCM and other also photocatalytic activities and all this. And then they, again, this is the time dependent absorption spectra. Okay, now see again the nanowires, and this is the route we prepared for this. Okay, again, the number of studies we have completed here, and the capacitance also, capacitance retention of this metal we calculated, and 3% iron doped TGO sample is important, titanium graphene oxide. Okay, so see the clearly this image outlines and shows and exhibits that the sheets, nano sheets we prepared. Okay, future scope, see here these metals, the two-dimensional nanomaterial with exceptional electrical, thermal, mechanical properties is a key focus in cutting-edge nanotechnology research and modifications. Or so these materials, the applicability in various fields, including biomedical engineering and photo supercapacitor solar cells, water purification. These are the future scope of these metals we can. For the photo supercapacitor, we can use solar cells and water purification. These are the nowadays burning issues and emerging issues, and these metals we can use. So future scope of graphene functionalization with this domain. Now these are the materials, drug delivery, all this, okay? So more importantly, at the last, this slide reflects that message, because using these materials, we successfully synthesize the nano ink using the sugarcane bagasse, and these are the materials. And now you see this paper reflects that, gives that information. And nowadays also, because using that nano ink, we prepared in the laboratory. You see, this is the setup, and we prepare successfully, and I use that nano ink in my pen for all the official purposes, for official record. I sign using this pen, which is in my hand right now. In this pen, nano ink, this pen contains the nano ink, and I use now this pen in 3 ml. It runs near about the 5 kilometer. The commercial ink does not, because, and again, the beauty of this work, because from waste to best, okay, keeping that in my mind. Now through this, one can understand that, because the using the nanomaterial, how it changes the property, how it would be the useful. Through this pen you can understand. Other products are also there, but at this level I shown this one. Now this is this setup and all these things, and now you see for all the record I use this pen. But again we can also, I prepared the nano ink, and that is also used for the stamp pad. And this is the in my laboratory I use this ink, another form of the ink, and it is also useful. And even you can pour the water on the paper, but the record will be as it is. The ink will not spread, and therefore uh, we can fabricate, we can design the nano product even at laboratory level. And on this ink I got the patent sanctioned by the government of India in April 2025. Thank you for listening patiently, and I also thankful to our director, Dr. Mahajan Madam, who has given me opportunity to deliver this lecture. And I also owe my special thanks to Dr. Rafe, who is the deputy director of this center, and the non-teaching staff, especially the Raju and his colleagues also. Thank you for listening. Over to you, Rafe sir.
Thank you, sir. So we are really thankful to Professor B.N. Dole sir for sparing his valuable time out of his busy schedule. So just before ending this concluding part of this valedictory function, I would request Professor Dhanashri Mahajan ma'am to deliver a valedictory address to all of us. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Rafe sir. Thank you very much. I'm really delighted to have Dr. B.N. Dole, the respected Director, Board of Examination and Evaluation, as the chief guest for this valedictory session of the NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program, which was organized by our MMTTC. I, on this occasion of this valedictory function where I am delivering the presidential order address, I must express my heartfelt thanks to all the participants who have been actively, participating. And I'm sure that everyone who has participated in this sensitization program must have become sensitized about the spirit and essence of the new national education policy, and that everybody will be committed to implementing the national education policy 2020 in letter and spirit. So with these words, I say thanks once again to Professor Dole sir, who has spared his valuable time out of his very busy schedule, which I very much do understand. That it is very difficult because he was receiving so many phone calls when he is here, and constantly there are so many phone calls that he has to attend. So despite his busy schedule, he has been so kind to come here and guide all of us. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Rafe. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, my special thanks to our Honorable Director, Board of Examination Evaluation, for sparing his valuable time. Also, I owe my special thanks to our President, Professor Dhanashri Mahajan ma'am, for sparing her valuable time and putting the concluding remark to this 8 days working NEP orientation sensitization course. So with the permission of the chair, I declare that this valedictory function is over, and I would request all the person in the hall to stand up for national anthem. सभी लोग राष्ट्रगीत के लिए खड़े रहे. Gaurav, kindly play national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. I now declare that this valedictory